Do I have a minute, Maya, so I can put the dog in?
No. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Canadian Pageant Network. My name is Maya Santana Pilar, and I am your host for today's topic. And right now, I have a special guest, and she's a good friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, a sister in Christ, also pageant sister. Her name is Fior Santiago Delone of Fior Models based in Orlando, Florida. How are you, Fior?
Hanging in there, waiting until this mess goes over and we can start having fun again.
So, let me ask Fior to introduce herself, and so people will know who Fior Delone is. Go ahead, Fior.
Well, my name is Fior Santiago, and then most likely what I do besides teaching girls how to walk and get confidence and all that kind of stuff and pageants and runways and everything, I feel like for me, this is a purpose in a way, because when you're not looking for something and for some reason you end up doing it, that's what I understand is a calling. Because Maya is my very first friend that was there right in the line, my very first pageant. She was like, Fior, you can do it. And I was like totally with my mind someplace else. I never thought I could, do some stuff like that. So I just took the risk and then believe in myself that I could do it. And I went, go ahead. And then that's how I ended up doing this.
That's good to hear. So Fior is from Dominican Republic, and there's a big story about how she came to the United States and gone through a lot of experiences, a lot. And would you like to share that, Fior? How did you start your life from Dominican Republic and then going to United States to build your life?
It was very hard, but at the same time, there is always that anytime that you take a big step, even though it doesn't matter how many risks it has, must be some big motivation behind it. I had two motivations, my two kids, my two older kids. I had two kids by then, and then I knew there was not any, at least for me personally, I felt that there was not any good thing coming up for me. And then I said, I'm not gonna waste time. I'm gonna go get a better future for my children. And I started immigrating to Puerto Rico. I did immigration 5 times in a little boat. By the grace of God, I made it, and I'm here. So I started working over there as a waitress, and then I ended up having a restaurant and doing different stuff. And honestly, it's kind of hard to talk about it because it doesn't matter how many years goes by.
I see tears.
Yes.
It's okay, girl, because that's what made you strong.
Yeah. You will, an immigrant, it will feel an immigrant, doesn't matter how legal they are. Because it's more than a piece of paper. It's something emotional. And I know you don't know that because, of course, you don't go through that. But I know you're a beautiful, huge heart girl that you understand what is right, what is wrong, and you know the sacrifices with people. That's why I love you, because you are very fair.
I love you too.
Yeah. So it was very hard because then I had to leave my 2 kids in my country because I cannot immigrate with them. I could take risk on my life, but I thought it was not fair for me to take the decision to give risk to their life because they were little kids and then it was very dangerous. So I ended up being in Puerto Rico. I brought my kids on where I was living, and that's how everything is.
Well, I know that you've been through a lot, but you are amazing, and these experiences that you had made you the person that you are today.
Oh,
and
yes.
That's why you're so blessed, because you have worked so hard not only for you, but for all your kids, even for your grandchildren or grandchild. How many grandchildren do you have, Fior?
Yeah, we have 8.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but close by, we just have, here in Orlando, we have 4.
Okay. Well, you have your family close knit.
Yeah.
So for people who wanted to know, I wanted to say that Fiora is also a beauty queen. She was former Mrs. Dominican Republic and represented Dominican Republic at the Mrs. World pageant and at the Mrs. Universe pageant.
Yes.
And at the Mrs. Universe pageant, she won Mother of the Universe. So let's start first with your experience with Mrs. World. How was that?
That experience was amazing. I didn't get any prize, but I got a lot of experience. You know, I
Where was the
walked.
pageant held and what year was it, Fior?
That was 2011. It was held here in Orlando. You won't believe what happened. By that time, the pageant supposed to be in a very, very away country. I don't remember if it was Pakistan or where it was. My husband was sick at the time. Was very ill, and I was like, oh my God, I mean, I cannot represent my country. What's going to happen now? Like 2 months before, my husband was sick. And then I said, you know, how can I go so far away? I cannot leave my husband like this. And then like 3 days, I started praying and everything. And then 3 days after I started praying, Hassol, Jason, gave me a call and told me that they switched to Orlando. And I couldn't believe it. It was a blessing to me. Big blessing to me, because I didn't have to go so far away. I didn't have to have that stress in my back, having my husband feeling sick in here, and then I'm so far away, you know. Yep, that's how I was. It was
How long was the Mrs. World pageant when you competed?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. It's amazing. It was my very first huge pageant I did. Very huge.
And how about the Mrs. Universe pageant? Let's talk about that because you went to Russia.
Yes.
Which is a dream country for me to go.
Oh, we should go together, girl.
I'm scared of the cold weather. So how was Mrs. Universe? Tell me.
Mrs. Universe is amazing. I'm telling you. The president is Maggie Saboba. She's an amazing lady. I'm telling you. You can just go and his patient check, you know. It's an amazing system. It's an amazing system. They have different titles, not just like the one queen and that's it. They have different titles. And then by the time was different to me because since I wasn't Mrs. World and I didn't get anything, I got experience, but I didn't get any prize. I said, I felt like a really push my back and then like a pressure that I had to do my execution should be more train it a little bit more. And it's just like when you do something for first time that you don't know what you're doing most likely, even though you come out with a good experience, but then you already know what mistakes you did and that you shouldn't do no more. That's exactly what happened. And I said, before I left, before I took the plane to go to Russia, I said, I'm not coming back with empty hands this time.
And that's basically what made you win Mother of the Universe.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you, which is a better pageant system? Or which one did you had more fun? Mrs. World or Mrs. Universe?
Which one I have more fun?
Yes, or a better pageant for you, Mrs. World or Mrs. Universe?
I would say both. You know why? Because they are totally different. You know, some people like more Mrs. World, because, you know, Mrs. World is more like charities and, you know, the different things. The universe is totally different. It's more like more wild.
Yes.
I had more fun. I gotta be honest. I had more fun in Mrs. Universe, but I did enjoy Miss World a lot. It was just two different pageants. That's it. One more quiet, more wild. But at the end of the day, there is just one crown.
Yes. So how would you say is like how can is it like joining a Mrs. Pageant? Is it very similar to a Miss Pageant, or it's like less competitive or less drama, less political?
In that kind of term, I would say it's less drama, and there
Which
is a
one,
lot
the Miss or the Mrs.?
the misses.
Is
Because
less drama.
remember, yeah, remember we are ladies that we already even had children, maybe not having children, some of them, but then we are more grown up people, you know. As more mature you are, as less drama you should put in the table. I
I
think so.
hate drama, you know that.
Yeah, but you live in it. This
I,
pageant.
I know. And I'm like, I keep on saying to myself, oh my God, another pageant. And as soon as I get it, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling the drama. It's
Yeah.
coming. And no matter how I try to stay away from that drama, it just keeps coming to me. And I'm like, no, 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 I don't want drama, you know?
I mean, that happens with popular, when people are popular, that's exactly what happens. You know, it doesn't matter how good you behave. You know me too. How many times, you know, there's some, I mean, and whoever really know me from close knows that I'm not a trouble person. I'm a,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mediator, and you know that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like calm down things and then try to make everybody happy so everybody's happy. But it takes two people. It doesn't matter how many times you tell people don't bring up drama over here. They're gonna do it no matter what, because that's exactly what it is.
Well, you know me, I don't entertain drama.
I
And
know.
you know what, I told you, because whether from other pageants as you working for your soul, the other directors hate me, but they can't fight with me because they're so scared with me. And then we go to another pageants where you are end up being like national director, and we're co-national directors, and you would see it's like the other pageant directors, they're like so nice to me, and then behind my back they say things, and then I confront them about it and they're like quiet. And that's the reason why, I have the title of the pageant witch.
Which, yep.
But I was good, okay? And since I became like very into my relationship being a Christian, I'm starting to change. I can't change overnight, but still, if someone if someone triggers me, and it happened in Panama, do you remember?
Yep.
I need so like Fior is more of like the how can I say this? Um the uh the good cop, and I'm always the bad cop. And Fior is the one who's always calming me down, like mama, calma, calma. I remember you saying that, right? So
Yeah.
so tell us about your involvement um with um Yasol, or the Imperio Beles. Oh my
Fiesta
goodness. Imperio
de la Belleza.
Belleza organization in Dominican, which is the producer of Miss Beauty International, Miss Tourism Intercontinental, and World City Queen, Miss Maha. So tell us about your involvement and how you started there.
I started it with I think it was like 2008, actually. My daughter was competing over there for first time. That was the very first time I was involved in international pageant, because my daughter was Little Miss Mundo Latina here in Orlando. And then she was representing, that was crazy because she was representing Dominican Republic here. And then she won the crown, but then she turns to be at the USA since the pageant was done here. Then she got to go to Hasol to compete as the prize. Then I delighted. You know, that family is our family. I would say
Yes.
more family. And I fall in love with those people like I never did before, and all the things that I used to do. And then I brought her back the second pageant, and from there I started like doing stuff for her soul, because I saw that he's a very smart guy. He's a very professional guy, and then like I said, I love that family, and I started getting involved with them, and then I turned to be. Sometimes I don't even know what to tell you, because I was doing pictures, I was doing hair and makeup, I was doing. I mean,
You were the all-around person, and you were the head chaperone. So obviously, you played a lot of parts.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's where I met you, at Yasol's pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them about your first impression about me.
You know,
because I know you didn't like me in the beginning, but okay.
Maya. No, you know me. I have something very good, but some people, for smart people, that's good. But for dumb people, that's not good. I love and respect the honesty. When I saw you, at first I won't say because of rumors or whatever, but I thought, let me check, because I was like, why few people feel so like kind of weird with hair and everything like that. I don't know. I was a little scared. I gotta be honest, because I didn't know. But since I have a knowledge of myself, my parents teach me, do not judge by the cover of the book. Get close to someone before you give an opinion. Never give an opinion based on somebody's ears and somebody's eyes. You have eyes, you have ears, so God put it in you so you can use them. Then I talk to myself and say, let me get close to it. Let's see, how it comes. And then I was surprised that you were a totally different person that people make you look.
Yeah, because people would like always say, oh my God, be careful with her. She's a very mean person and everything. When, you know, I'm like, as I mentioned, I'm not really mean. Like people are trying to portray me that I'm this meanest person and everything, because I just go on what is right. When people trigger me, you know me, because I don't sugarcoat things and I'm very direct to the point.
Me
And
too.
people don't like that about me. But the problem is I have no filter.
That's a plus.
I know. And usually when pageants happen, international pageants, and the organizers having problems with the contestants or parents, who do they ask to deal with? Me. Because I guess I have that character, you know what I mean? But honestly, that's how we started our relationship, and that's how I started inviting you to work for me too in my pageant. And Fior is like my calmer.
Pageant sister, I know that, Maya, and you know that.
Huh? What did you say?
You are my pageant sister like no other, and you know that.
Yes, as I mentioned, we're pageant BFFs. We're queens, and queens or pageant sisters stick together, right? So, but I mean, even in my pageant, you were the one who was calming me down, following me everywhere, especially because of the fact that during pageant production, I go hyper.
Las piñas coladas.
So how was I as a boss, Fior? I'm sure people would like to know.
Well, let me tell you, it's not because you are my friend, because I'm crystal clear. I don't care. Could be my mother that comes from here, from sky, whatever. I would say whatever it is. You are an amazing producer, Maya. Not just producer, amazing director. You do things for the girls that not everybody does, honestly. You do things that I would do if I can, but I can't, so that's why I not do it. So you're the only one that do it.
Because as I mentioned, when I tell the girls, like, try to do other pageants, and you will see the difference of how I treat my queens and how other directors treat their queens. Because, like, I spoil my queens to the point that, like, I feed them and, like, I show them good time when we're out and everything. And then I do so much, but sometimes some pageant queens are like just like,
You know that.
yes. So that's why now that's what made
And
me a witch.
it's very sad, but I gotta be honest with you. Those things that happens with those girls that they don't appreciate anything. That's I will say I had a lot of passion for pageants, but I won't deny that every time that something happen with you, with one of the girls, or with me that they don't appreciate anything, I feel like I should walk away and don't do this no more. Honestly, yeah, because for example, in my case, um, let's forget about my sickness. I don't want to put myself in the middle because I don't want anybody that is hearing right now thinks that I'm putting myself like a victim. That's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I have my sickness. My husband is a sick person. Every single time he dropped me at the airport and I go somewhere to take care of and support a girl, go anywhere, any country, it's not because I don't have anything to do. My husband is sick. I have a person. I have my daughter to take care of. You know, my house is like legs up. Every time I used to go to a pageant someplace else with another girl. I've been doing things for girls that I don't haven't been doing even for my own child, and you know that because
I
you
know
were
that at
in
all.
over there, and then you know my daughter is very independent.
Can I name some few girls that you've like really helped out and in the end became a witch? Because I'm happy to do that. Would you want me to?
Go ahead, I don't care. They need to
Okay.
learn.
Oh yeah. Well, number one is the girl who you even sent to numerous pageants for Petite. I forgot her name now, and she represented I think Nicaragua.
Yeah,
So I mean the mom is very appreciative, and then the other girl that she even won Miss Tourism Intercontinental, who I met at Miss Wonderland when we were there in
with me.
Florida, and it's such a shame because like you really groomed her and you didn't get acknowledged by her mom or her.
That's the
But
way.
I yeah, what's her name? I
Uh,
forgot her name.
her name
Red,
Anna.
yes, the red hair girl.
Then you met her by that time, but before at that time, the very first time I took her was to Africa.
Yeah, she was nice before,
Yeah,
but when uh, when she started becoming a queen, it went to her head. If I was that Fior, I would have pulled her back in the ground.
I know. But you know me. You know what? I leave everything on God's hands, and then I don't wish anything bad to anybody because, like I said, this is a purpose to me, and there is not any single pageant I put my steps in that I don't see it because there
As a
is.
Christian, but
Yep.
as a Christian, we have a responsibility. It says on the Bible,
Yeah.
humble yourself or be humbled. And when you are a disciple of Christ, when you're seeing someone not being humbled, you pray for it,
Yeah. Of course, that's what I do. Honestly,
right?
I think that's why it doesn't matter if they appreciate it or not appreciate it. Of course, it makes me feel sad because I'm not asking nobody to love me. I'm not. I have so much love at home. You know, I don't demand or ask love from nobody. But respect is something that I earn from anyone, and everybody knows it. You know, I don't
Well,
care.
you know my favorite word. I know you don't like me, but you have no choice but to love me.
It's true. And two, I mean, it's kind of hard because there is so much fake things and fake people and attitudes and all that kind of stuff with that. You know, it's just I felt for the time that it just like sucked off all my life. You know, I
Well,
was.
there's something about Panama and Panamanian director, except I'm good friends now with the Panamanian director
Really.
of Petit International and Team Mundial and Team Americas.
Mhm.
Hi Ismael. But before me and him have a brief, but like other directors from Panama, I'm like, even that black lady from Maha, I
She
had
passed
a big,
away. Did you know that?
huh?
Did you know that she passed away? She did
There was
process of
two directors from Panama. Well, one director passed away, the guy, the old man.
Luz, the lady.
Yeah, the
And
black girl.
yeah.
The one was
She,
a flight attendant.
oh no, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, the other one, the one that we went when we were in Panama. That other the one who had a daughter. Are you
Yeah,
talking
Luz.
about?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
she
passed.
passed away?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm sorry. May she rest in peace. But her daughter was something else. And I just wish that, someone will take care of her daughter, because she's a special child, right?
In a little kind way, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Anyways, let's not talk about the Panamanian thing because now I'm starting to love Panama. But let's talk about your experience, basically, with other pageants, being a national director, because I know you've sent girls to Dominican and you've sent girls to Universal Petite and other international pageants. So how's your experience being an international pageant director? A national director?
It been honestly hasn't been very hard for me in a way, because remember, since I was working, I've been working with Hasol for so many years, and then being inside of the interview, being here, being there, you be get love, you be hated. That's something like you said, love me or hate me. But I think that prepares me. I think I had the best preparation from him, because people used to look at me over there all the time, running here and then doing different things, and they say, "Oh, you do so many things, this and that." But people think that it's just work. That's not just work. It's like I was feeding myself of knowledge and then learning even for one of the little girls, because you have to be open to learn from everybody.
And
And I
you
think
become the mom. You become the mom of the girls. That's what people have to understand when they're a national director, you know. And again, there's other national directors who work for money, but Fior and like myself and others, we work for our passion. We're very passionate about it, but people don't appreciate that because it's a lot of hard work being a national director.
no, let me tell you.
You don't sleep, like especially in international pageants, like.
And then the responsibility, you have a girl that you are supporting, you working for her and everything. And you know how these girls are nowadays. They, even though I know, I can see that your girls respect you a lot, Maya, honestly. Because, and I know why, because I saw a couple ones at the beginning when we were started working together, they were kind of like a stupid, doing stupid stuff. And then you put it on place, then everybody knew. So everybody's straight because they know that they're not straight up, they're gonna be in trouble.
Oh yeah, there was even a situation yesterday, but I again I don't tolerate stupidness and I don't tolerate bad attitude. You
No,
know.
it's not
So
necessary. It's not necessary.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about you being a modeling instructor and modeling agent. Fior Models. How did
Okay.
you start this, and what were the things that you've been doing with your entity as Fior Models? Fior.
Like I said, this is a purpose to me. A lot of different girls started approach me. I want to work with this because they used to see my daughter here and there doing things, and then they started watching all the girls also coming with me, not just my daughter. They started getting close to me and asking me if I can put it in my runway. But it was kind of hard for me at the beginning because the very first the very first 3 years, it was hard here for me in Orlando, because here the girls most of the time they are in a modeling academy. You know, they teaching how to walk, then teaching this and teaching that. But then when it comes to runway, they don't get anything for them. And then that's exactly how I step up, because I was the only one here. I would say not taking the sacrifice because it's a passion for me, but in a way it was too. Like I said before, I leave my husband sick here, and then even though my own self been traveling sick, because I give my word, and my word is the only thing that I can say that I have a lot of value. Because if I tell you that's gonna be black, it's
Abby
gonna
has
be
been a great help for you.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
just for people to know, Abby is Fior's daughter, who is also a designer. If you've seen her works, it's so good. And she's also the reigning Miss Globe Dominican Republic, the Miss Globe Dominican Republic, which she won Miss Talent. So again, congratulations, Fior.
Thank you.
So, oh yeah, me and Fior are like sisters, but we have moments too where like she would be annoyed by me and I would be annoyed by her, and that was a test of time in a Dominican in Montenegro too. But
Yeah.
again,
But never ever being a little bit like this or disrespect between me and you.
you
Never,
no,
never.
no, we understand each other. It's just that she's from Dominican, so she's hot blooded and I'm hot blooded too. So when that happens, it's like an explosion. But we're always there for each other, and
Yeah.
so and also Fior is the creative director for the New York Couture Fashion Week. So tell us about your involvement with New York Couture Fashion Week, because you also help out by having Abby's design there, and you also scout, or not scout, but you also are the ones that pick the U.S. models that gets involved at New York Couture.
Yeah. Well, I started like because I'm petite. My daughter is petite too. I was like, why they don't like petite girls anywhere? I mean, I understand in a way. I used to understand, but I thought that I had like, I think that I thought that I have something inside of me that I talked to myself and I said, maybe if I talk to Andres in this case, which is the president of the Couture Fashion Week, maybe he will understand that we need get a like a leader spot for the petite.
Yes.
And he was like, no, my runway is not for petite, and it's normal. New York is not
for petite. It
took
him a long time to accept that. I know that.
Yeah.
The petites were like, okay, stay in there.
Yeah.
And then he's always focused on the tall girls. But those tall girls, they don't even know how to walk. I'm sorry.
Some of them. They're
so horrible.
Some of
Honestly.
them.
Okay.
But it's like, but you know me, Maya. I'm always in the middle of everything. I don't go by like, oh, it has to be a tall one, unless it's a project, because people need to understand. For example, it was like 6 months ago. Like 8 months ago, I make a photo shooting here with bathing suits, and the concept was that he wanted was that black girls, no, because we don't like white girls. It's production. People need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And then some models even wrote me and then blocked me and everything after that, because they say, oh, why you didn't pick, there is not even one single white girl in that shooting. I say, and why it has to be? It's my shooting.
Yeah, people have to understand that it's not the casting director who actually chooses, or like specifically chooses the girls. It's what the designer wanted. And I know that because I remember about this Malaysian designer who's like hoping to have girls that are 5'11" and 6'2" girls that is so impossible to find.
Yes.
I mean, to her, 5'9" is not even acceptable. And most of the average height of like tall girls starts with 5'8", even 5'7". And when you bring her girl, oh, she's too short. And until the end where everybody's going crazy just to find models. We even had to ask makeup artists to be a model.
It's hard, but in the way I understand it, you know why? Once I enter to because when you dealing with models, it's not the same, and dealing with designers, it's not the same thing like when you are in there, like absorbing everything and be taking care of every single kind of thing that has to do with the models. That's why I understand it. Let's put it this way: if you are a designer and you wanna make a line for, like, let's say high fashion, it's normal. You're not gonna put a dress that is for a 6 feet to one that is 5'7" because the dress is gonna look good, and it's not gonna be good for the model. It's not gonna be good for the production, and then for the designer, it's gonna be a total mess.
I know, but
we open the space for the petite.
Yes, that's why there is now the World Petite Fashion Week, and we have the Toronto Couture Fashion Week. So we're basically hoping that it will go on. We tried to launch it last year, so hopefully this year will grow the brand and have a lot of petite involvement to it, because I think it's just about fair that, you know, petite women are beautiful. I mean, yeah. I'm in between. I'm not petite, but I'm not tall either. So, and I remember when I had to walk in the New York Couture Fashion Week, like, oh my God, Fior, the other girls that were walking, and I wasn't really planning to walk until I was asked, because of my age, but like, I'm like, oh my God, all the girls I was modeling with were like from America's Next Top Model. And I was like the shortest one from the group. So that was like, that was really a challenge, but you were there to calm me down, because, you know, my walk is very pageanty. So you had to refresh my runway walk.
Not just yours, girl. Let me tell you, it's incredible. Why you think I train so many girls for New York walk and for European walk? It's because all the girls you see, not I'm a model. When you throw it in there, they walk like a pageant. They've been training like a pageant walk, and then people need to understand it's not the same thing. It is just not. But you did pretty well. I was very proud of you.
I had to refresh my skills in the runway because, again, I did more of mine into pageants, not
really of course
the runway. So I had to refresh it, and it took me like that with Fior's help. So thank you again, Fior, with that. And because of that, I'm starting to fast to model again once in a while. I did the Runway Canada, where I modeled for Jackie Peñalosa. And I wore the outfit at Miss Globe because she sponsored that. And then I also did it for my Strato Fashions. So, but one thing is, I'm not going to be a petite model because I don't qualify for the height of petite. But
no, you're not petite because you're like 5'9", right?
I'm 5'7".
But you look taller, honestly.
The heels.
No, but honestly, you look taller. I thought you were like 5'9", something like that.
No, 5'7". 5'7".
Wow.
So Fior, now that you any future projects for you?
Right now, I gotta be honest to you, there is a lot of stuff on my table, but at the same time, you know me. I love to help, but I'm very independent when it comes to take decisions. Right now, there is nothing we can decide. It doesn't matter how many projects are on the table, because we have to wait until all this coronavirus thing goes away. That's the only one way we can do something. So since we don't know, I have a lot of faith. You know how positive I am. But I have a lot of faith that this is gonna probably go soon. But honestly, you know, we gotta be positive, but we gotta be realistic.
And because of the situation also with the COVID-19, first and foremost, how are you dealing with COVID-19? Especially you have, sorry, my ALS is kicking in, fibromyalgia, and your husband who is also sick and is high risk because he does the dialysis, right? So how are you guys dealing with it, especially in Florida?
Well, you know what? You know military guys, how they are. They have everything on place. It doesn't matter what emergency comes, they already know what to do. Yeah, so we most likely we stayed at home. And then because before we moved like 3 months, we are March, April. We moved like 3 months ago and a half ago. We decided to experiment different kind of life, like the outside life with a nice trailer and everything, the one I show you.
I love
And
it. I saw it. It's so nice.
yeah, we tried to do that at the moment. There was no coronavirus, but then it just came right after, whatever. And then I said, God, thank you, because you lead us in a way to be here, not knowing that that's gonna be the best thing for me. I get inside in my place, come out, wherever I am is like a very it's like a closed place in a way. So I have nothing to worry about. The only thing that I don't like is to go to the supermarket. People, they don't have respect at all. It doesn't matter how far you want to be from them. It doesn't matter how many because now they have directions in the supermarket. They have signs and everything where you're supposed to walk. People sometimes they don't respect, and I feel so afraid to get sick and get my husband sick, or my daughter, whoever. It's frustrated to me. It's very frustrating.
But you are like, I love the background because your place is actually in the nature. So,
Yes.
but
Yes.
you know how I feel about nature sometimes. I'm not a very naturey. I'm a city girl, so I like to know that I'm in a place where there's a lot of things happening.
Me too.
Yeah, but well, at least that you're enjoying yourself. That it looks peaceful.
Yeah, but I'm a stress girl. I mean, I'm a stress no matter what, because when you don't know the tomorrow, we never know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. But then at least you have something planned that you have control of. Now we don't have control of anything. It's
Especially
like,
you have a bizarre president of the United States.
don't even go there, girl, because I lost couple like they used to be friends, and then just because of differences to politics, that's why I don't like to even talk about politics no more, because I said losing because I'm not happy to lose people. If I lost them, it's because they were not for me. But at the same time, for some stupid stuff like that, like a different opinion, different vision of politics, is ridiculous to me.
Well, I would never advise people to inject Lysol into their bloodstream. And for people to actually follow it, I'm like, oh my God, like, put some sense because
It's,
honestly,
it's very sad.
oh no, I'm usually not vocal about politics, but when I've, one day I said, I've had enough. I've had enough of The Voice. I mean, all you see in the news is about him. And I
Yep.
forgot, oh my God, this is the reason why elections is coming in November for USA. So,
Yep. But I'm scared. You know why I'm scared? Because people, what I've been noticing, that people are having the tendency that they don't want to deal with problems. And then that's not a good signal, because when people feel like that, they want to refuse to face the problem. And if you refuse to face the problem, there's no way you can resolve it. You know what I mean? There is so many people that are like, I would say, blind. I don't want to talk much about it because, like I said, a lot of people get it. They
yes.
personal, and I don't want to get there because you know me, I'm a sweetheart. But then when it's right, it's right. And if I have um, if I have the right to be positive, nobody's gonna put me in another chart.
Well, I just want to say to all the American people, please, please vote because that's the only way that things can change,
Yep.
And if you don't vote, then you're going to end up having a second term with what people call 45.
Mm-hmm. If we make it, it's sad, but it's true.
So, I mean, I don't blame Cardi B. And I see her videos and I'm like, you know me, right? But and I'm like, Cardi B talking about 45, and now I know who 45 is. And he is 45.
Yeah. Yes, yes. It's very sad, honestly. I mean,
I'm
it's
proud that we have a good Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, who's a liberal and works so good with all the conservatives and other people.
yeah,
That's what I can say. I'm
he's
proud
amazing.
to be Canadian.
Yeah, he's amazing. The system is amazing.
You know, because right now we're not divided. And if there is one trying to even do that, because there was some, he cuts it right there and says, there's no place for that kind of thing in Canada.
Right.
But 45 out there loves to divide people, eh?
Yep.
Loves to divide people.
You,
So
you have
again,
how I feel about that. You have no idea.
uh, so again, um, we have we are now closing to an end. Fior, thank you so much. And say a few words
You.
to your fans and to everybody watching. What you want people to know. You want to say anything?
I want to tell you guys, stay home. Stay home. You know, it's not like it doesn't matter which one country we have problems. It's not nowadays
But
we have
your governor of Florida,
oh
who's an avid fan of Trump, just opened a lot of stuff, including
here. Don't
movie theater.
don't depress me more, please. Don't depress me more. This is a total mess, honestly. It's a total mess. And it's affecting other people. It
I
affects me.
know, because we're supposed to be in New York for
Yep.
the New York Couture, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. And
No.
it's really sad. It gets me angry because I love New York.
Yep.
I love being there. I love being there during festivals, and it changed.
It's
It
changing.
really changed. And I don't know if that will accommodate the new normal.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so.
That's why people of the United States vote wisely.
Yes,
Please.
please.
Thank you so much, Fior, for spending the time with me.
It's been a blessing for you to spend time with you guys and your people.
Miss you so much. And I know we will see each other soon,
Yeah,
because I know that in God's name and in Jesus' name, this is
Amen.
going to be done soon,
Yes, it will.
because like as a firm believer and as my sister of Christ, we know that God is just cleaning
Yep.
what needs to be clean
Exactly.
and restore. So restoration is coming soon, and it will be great.
Amen.
I love you, mommy.
I love you too, mamita. Love you.
Thank you. And talk to you soon.
Yes, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.